All right, let's get into it. Today, we are going full throttle, 200 miles an hour, through the absolutely wild history of NASCAR. And trust me, it's a story packed with rebellion, legendary rivalries, and just pure, unadulterated American speed. So yeah, you're going to want to strap in. No, I'm being completely serious. What if I told you that this massive, multi-billion-dollar sport, with these gigantic stadiums and celebrity drivers, was actually founded by guys running from the cops with their trunks jam-packed with illegal moonshine? Because, well, that's exactly how it all started. You see, to really get how we got here, we have to rewind all the way back to the 1930s. This was during Prohibition, and running whiskey wasn't just some crime, it was a high-speed art form. And look at how fast things took off. So in the 30s, you've got these bootleggers souping up their Fords to outrun the law, right? And then on the weekends, they're racing each other on dirt tracks just for bragging rights. Well, by December 47, a driver named Bill France Sr. had enough of shady promoters ripping everyone off. He gets all the best drivers together in Daytona Beach to try and make things, legit. Just 2 months later, bam, February 1948, NASCAR is officially born. And in a perfect nod to its roots, the very first official race in '49 ended with the winner being disqualified for using illegal parts. I guess some things never really change. Okay, so this is the part of the story where NASCAR goes from being this regional southern pastime to a full-blown national spectacle. The cars got way faster, the tracks got bigger, and the drivers became absolute legends. 200. Just let that number sink in. That's the number of career wins for the one, the only, Richard Petty, the King. It is a record that has never been touched and probably never will be. He wasn't just some driver. He was actual racing royalty. He basically set the standard for what greatness even looked like in this sport. And this was the exact moment the sport blew up. It's 1979, and it's the first time the Daytona 500 is being broadcast live, flag to flag. There's this huge crash on the last lap, Richard Petty sneaks by for the win, and then Cale Yarborough and the Allison brothers start throwing punches right there in the infield. The cameras caught every second of it, and just like that, America was completely hooked. The ratings went through the absolute roof. So after the King came the Intimidator. If Richard Petty was the sport's clean-cut, smiling hero, Dale Earnhardt Sr. was its revered anti-hero. He rolled into the 1990s and completely defined a new generation of racing with let's just say, a very different style. For millions of people, Dale Earnhardt was a true blue-collar hero. Driving that iconic, menacing black number 3 car, his philosophy was pretty simple. If you were in his way, he wasn't going to go around you, he was going to go through you. He didn't just race you, he moved you. And that aggressive, take-no-prisoners attitude earned him 7 championships and an army of the most loyal fans you've ever seen. So the sport's at its absolute peak of popularity. But then, on February 18th, 2001, on the final lap of the Daytona 500, the unimaginable happened. The racing world lost its biggest star, Dale Earnhardt, in a crash. It was, without a doubt, NASCAR's darkest day, but it also forced a change that would end up saving countless lives. Dale's legacy is so much bigger than just his wins. His death kicked off a total revolution in safety. Hands devices, which protect the head and neck, they became mandatory. Tracks started installing these safer barriers, these steel and foam walls that absorb incredible amounts of energy during a crash. And the cars themselves, they were redesigned from the ground up like the car of tomorrow, with driver's safety as the absolute #1 priority. Dale's final legacy was saving lives. And that brings us to today. Believe me, the spirit of those old moonshiners is definitely still there, but modern NASCAR is a high-tech, high-stakes beast. It's not just about raw speed anymore, it's about being smart. I mean, just look at how far we've come. The bootleggers were driving modified Fords built to take a beating and outrun the cops on dusty back roads. Today's next-gen kart? It's a purpose-built rocket ship. We're talking 670 horsepower, super advanced suspension, and tech that the pioneers couldn't have even dreamed of. It really is like playing chess at 200 miles an hour. The sport today is an absolute marathon. It's a grueling 36-race season stretched across 3 national series, and it all comes down to a 16-driver playoff where the pressure is just off the charts. It's literally a win-or-go-home battle for the championship week in and week out. And so, it all comes full circle, doesn't it? From those outlaw routes, running illegal whiskey through the hills, to packing over 100,000 screaming fans into Daytona, the story of NASCAR is just pure American speed, guts, and glory. Which, of course, brings us to the ultimate question, the one every single fan loves to argue about. Who is the greatest NASCAR driver of all time? Was it the King, Richard Petty? The Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt? Or hey, maybe it was Jeff Gordon? We really want to know what you think. Drop your pick in the comments and defend your guy. Hey, if you enjoyed this ride through racing history, make sure you subscribe for more stories just like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next green flag.